Hello, how are you? It's Ryan Liberty, and in this video I'm going to answer the question, should you diagnose yourself?
Ooh, ah.
Okay, so let's get into this question. Should you diagnose yourself? I think a lot of people are asking themselves this. If you're asking this question, you've probably been out there doing some research already and you're wondering like, oh no, do I have this disorder? Do I have that disorder? What's going on? So here's my opinion on whether you should diagnose yourself or not. I believe that you should take some matters into your own hands with some mindfulness. So what do I mean by that? I mean that if you feel like something is wrong, if you feel like things are off, then go ahead, do the research, try to figure out what's going on, ask people maybe, get the advice, of course, of a therapist or a professional who may have a little bit more familiarity with these terms, but do your own research, sure, do your own homework and try to figure out what's happening. Now, the thing is, if you do have something going on, you may have trouble interpreting what you're seeing. You may have difficulty deciphering, is this disorder or is that disorder? And let's be honest here, therapists and professionals also have difficulty doing that. And typically this is why it takes a while before somebody's even willing to give a diagnosis, because a lot of the diagnoses out there, the diagnoses, they appear the same. They have a lot of similarities and they all kind of overlap, and sometimes you may have more than one diagnosis and it can get very confusing. So you may find this yourself when you're doing research. You may say like, well, I kind of look like this and it kind of looks a little bit like that and I'm not really sure what's going on. Now that's a discussion you could have with a professional and try to collaborate with a professional on that. Some professionals may not want to do that. They may not want to give you a diagnosis, which is why I think, yes, you should diagnose yourself. I think you should consider your opinion of your diagnosis one of many opinions of what could be going on. And you should give yourself some validity, and you should give yourself a little bit of weight and credibility in that you are an intelligent person who can think for themselves and can interpret what's going on and make a decision. Now, that doesn't mean that your decision's correct. It also doesn't mean that anybody else's decision is correct. Typically, when we're talking about disorders, we're just looking at patterns of behavior, patterns of thought, patterns of feelings, patterns of sensations. And again, they can all look very similar. So every person's diagnosis is going to be a little bit different. People don't fit so neatly into labels and categories as much as we would like them to. And we use these labels and these categories to try to describe what's going on. But ultimately, if it doesn't correctly fit the person that we're trying to attribute it to, then it's not so helpful in the end. So really, the most important thing to figure out is, what does it feel like for you is going on? What do you think is going on? How can you communicate that with a professional who may be able to help you if you're not able to help yourself? I really feel like, and I say this coming from experience, you should be proactive. You should go ahead and look into the different things that are out there. Don't settle on one diagnosis as your diagnosis. Don't identify with it, because that only can lead to problems if you make the wrong diagnosis, if you're looking at the wrong set of behaviors. Because again, there are so many different disorders out there. There's so many things that could be going on. It's very easy to mistakenly think that this is what's happening instead of this. So again, consider your opinion one of many, but do give yourself the credit that you can sort through things and you can make a decision for yourself. I hope that's helpful. I hope that's good advice for you. I'd love to know what your opinion is on this. Do you think people should diagnose themselves? Do you think people should diagnose other people? It's a controversial topic, so I'd love to hear what you have to say. Let me know below, and thank you for tuning in. Hey, it's Ryan Liberty. If you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up, share with a friend, and leave any questions or comments down below, because that would really help me out. If you're somebody who's gone through a traumatic event and you're feeling cut off from the people around you, I have a free course that will help with that, so please click to get it. And if you'd like to see the rest of my videos, please click subscribe. As always, I want to remind you that your life matters. Nobody can question your worth. however it is that you're feeling, whatever it is that you're going through, it's okay and you are loved. Thanks again for watching.